All
So
right.
I just came back from seeing Smile too. So,
How was that?
oh, it was good.
1 out of 10.
It was good. Uh, ooh,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Before you answer that, is it worth paying for at the movies?
Yes.
Uh, Okay. Okay.
How did you
That was
feel?
my whole dilemma. I was like,
Ah,
should I wait? Should I not?
ah. How did you feel about the first one?
I don't think I've seen the first one.
Oh,
I think okay. So look, I think I did, and I think I don't.
what,
When did it come out?
like 2022, I thought, I
I,
think.
I feel like I've seen it, but I'm scared that I'm thinking of the wrong movie. I have to watch it again.
Man, like the thing about Smile is it's hard for you to say, okay, it's hard for me to think
Right.
that you haven't seen it because of the subject matter and the way they handled it in part one. Like it's
Right.
very like it finds a way to stick with you. So
Hmm.
just go watch a trailer of Smile when we get off, the first one,
Yeah.
and just it'll let you know like, wait, I haven't seen this or I have. So either
My
way,
memory is fried, so I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it because I remember
okay,
watching a movie where like people die and there's weird smiles, but
yes.
I don't want to say I did though, because if I did, I don't really remember the movie.
Well, I'll say this much: Smile one, I would give that an 8 out of 10. Really good.
Right.
Smile two feels like an 8.5, maybe even a 9.
How tough is
Like,
your scale? Do you have like a? Because some people like me, I like to give tens to everything. So
oh,
I got to toughen the scale up.
you're
I got
easy going.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm medium. I'm medium
Medium. All right.
because the thing is, I love movies and I love film. I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm a filmmaker, so I look at cinematography.
Jack of all trades.
Thank you. I look at the writing. I look at the
Yeah.
acting. I consider all these things.
Right.
So I have a few things to pull from. My something's a 7. It's like the story was really good. Maybe the acting was okay. Some target, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, I have a bunch
Right.
of reasons why it's a 7 or a
Hmm.
6 or an 8. So
It's tough when you see movies like that now because I feel like now you gotta watch a movie more than once because you're looking at so many things different. Before you became a writer, a director, an actor, the jack of all trades that you are,
not an actor.
you probably seen movies differently, right?
Yeah, you you tend to see you tend to pick up on certain things, or you're like you spend the whole time thinking about how did they film that shot, and you're trying to figure it out.
And you're
Yeah,
missing what's going on in the moment, kind of, because you're stuck on that thought, right?
sometimes,
Sometimes that happens to me.
sometimes.
Maybe ADHD or something, but
So Brian, okay, you know what? Let's start with that. Brian, welcome guys to Hot Take Tuesday live. Actually on a Tuesday, special occasion. I have my guest here. Um, I know you as Brian Diesel.
Brian Diesel. Diesel is a nickname they gave me when I used to play sports. Um,
Ah,
I
I
I
was
didn't
gonna
want to change
ask
it.
you if you was, I was gonna ask you if he was Vin's brother or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Maybe. Except I got hair, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. I love Vin. Vin Diesel. All his movies are great. Although this later Fast and the Furious movies are,
Mm. I officially tapped out after 7. After Paul Walker died, it was
okay,
like
yeah.
it was I,
It's
something's missing.
I know what you mean, and we know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but it's you're not missing out on anything. It's the same old stuff. It gets faker and faker. They actually go to space now, and
I
it's
yeah. Okay. Let me tell you what's funny about that. Let me tell you no, let me out. There was there's this podcast that I listened to was I think it was the Black on Black Cinema or the Nerd Apocalypse, both of them. And
right.
years ago, I think it was after like film movie 5 or something. They were
Yeah,
like, they might as well just go to space. And then when that movie came out, and then I was like,
they
they did not,
actually did it.
they did not do it. They did
They
it.
did it. They did it. And I think there was a lot of memes about that too. The only thing they're missing is going to space. And I think they did it to troll. I don't even think they were trying to be serious with it. I think they did it to troll.
Listen, listen. What they need now? They need a crossover.
Stop.
No, they need a crossover. So either pick Transformers and run it, or
Mhm.
Aliens. That's it. It's got to be Transformers or Aliens. That's the only way to go now. That's the only way to
Or
go.
just make Vin Diesel a Marvel character.
He already is.
No,
Yeah,
there's no way.
he already is.
For real?
He's Groot. He's a tree.
Oh no. Okay, I meant Toretto. I meant Toretto.
Oh, you're right. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I'm sorry. My bad.
I was gonna say.
That's
I
my
was like,
fault.
what?
That's my fault. That's my fault. You know what? You can do it. Chris Evans did it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I, I think he would have stopped Thanos with that charger.
He already is a superhero. He like stomped the ground with some Timbs on a highway or something, right? And broke it.
Yeah. The whole roof collapsed. Oh, he picked up a
Oh my
car too.
gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's, Bryan, before we get into anything, tell me what we got going on. What do you do?
All right, so I kind of am a jack of all trades in my own way.
No.
I come from a background of a lot of sports, which I've slowed down now. I've been out of high school for 10 years now.
Okay.
I
Doing some math.
love to travel.
Got it.
Uh, I'm trying to get into writing, so I've been taking writing classes. I want to write a book, and
Oh,
I would love to start writing plays, and then maybe
oh
it's a goal of
my
mine in
gosh.
the future.
Bryan, I literally just ran a 4-week screenwriting workshop. Where were you?
It just occurred in my head that I wanted to do it, and
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna do it again. I'll let you
when
know.
you do it again, I'll be there. When you do it again,
All
I'll
right.
be there. And I'm an actor, so I'm currently doing a couple plays. I actually got one coming up in a couple weeks. So so far
Nice.
that's what I do. I'm in theater now. I eventually want to transition over to film. But I thought that the best way to start off, because I'm green, I've never acted before, I've never done any of this before. I just love watching movies, and I wanted to give it a shot. And I'm giving it a shot, and I'm having fun with it. I don't want to stop, and eventually I want to go into the film world. So that's pretty much
Perfect.
a glimpse of me.
Sorry. Perfect. Perfect. I love it. Love it.
Thank
So
you.
make sure you plug projects and keep me updated and all that other stuff. I want to know what's going on.
I will.
And if you don't mind me asking, what state or country are you located?
I'm in USA, Florida. The city's West Palm. So,
Stop.
yeah.
You're in West Palm Beach?
I'm in West Palm. 561.
Yo, 954. What we doing, bro? Broward over
You
here.
Fort Lauderdale? Is that Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, we'll say Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
I'm more west. I'm more Coral Springs, but
Okay.
oh my gosh. Okay. Listen,
I was just
I
out
run Naked
there at a
Angels.
Halloween party.
Listen, I run Naked Angels Miami. And okay, we will talk after. It's a cold reading workshop, and we're having it next Tuesday, and it's free. So I'm gonna get that information to you. Anyway,
All right.
anyway.
Hook me up.
So
All right.
that's cool. I'm glad I asked that. All right. Now, believe it or not, guys, 10 minutes later, we are about to talk about the movie we're going
Finally.
to see. Yeah, finally, which is Fight Club. Which, funny enough, I got that. I didn't get it confused with, but I thought Vin Diesel was in Fight Club. It's actually Boiler Point or something.
Yeah.
So I was like waiting for him to show up. I was like, oh, I have the wrong movie. But yeah, so it was my first watch. I had never seen Fight Club. I missed the whole hype and everything. And then it had been so long that it came out that the ending was spoiled for me a long time ago.
Oh, it's spoiled you?
It was spoiled for me. Like no one sorry, no one directly told me.
Right.
Um, it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, the top 10 movies with great twists or something. Sorry.
No,
So
you're
I
good.
spoiled myself. I spoiled myself. So not the not the smartest thing to do.
It
Anyway.
sometimes you can't even get away from it. It's just sometimes you see a little post on Instagram or on Facebook or Twitter, you can't go back.
And it's done. And it's completely
Right.
done.
Right.
So, um, did you get a chance to check out my Hot Take Tuesday little funny video? Well, I think it's funny.
Yeah, I did. Well, I've seen half of it, but I'm at work all day today, so it's
Oh, no worries.
I'm all over the place.
I think dang, it's all the way over there. Okay,
I
so
am happy that when you did the story for Fight Club, you added the "Where Is My Mind" song. That is my freaking song. Like I was alright with the song, but when the movie came out and they played it at the end, for some reason I love the song anytime after that.
oh, good. Good,
Yeah.
good, 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 good. Okay, so I enjoyed the movie. Now, it felt, I think, because I knew what was happening, I was looking at it completely different.
Right.
I was looking for the telltale signs of the thing that I knew, which we will be talking spoilers.
Right.
So spoiler alert for anybody. Um, but I was looking for any like little nuggets here that they dropped to tell you these two characters aren't who they appear to be.
Right.
And at one point, it did feel a little long to me. I was like, oh, are we only an hour in with this? Oh, okay, all right, all right, all right. But overall, I enjoyed the film. The dingy, raw dirtiness of the movie, the production design, the characters, like I like that. I like that. And I feel like that's one of the the drawbacks to digital
Right.
nowadays. Like, digital is very clean, sleek, and nice, but sometimes a movie calls for dingy and dirty,
Right.
And this was definitely one of those movies. Like it was a little grosser than I expected it to
Yeah.
be. Um, but I understood why this movie spoke to an entire generation of dudes. I totally
Hmm.
get it. I
Right.
totally get it. Lots of frustration, rage, disappointment,
Right.
testosterone. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
get it. So tell me, how do you feel about this movie?
I actually rewatched it last night again, so just to come in with a fresh mind. Um,
Perfect.
I feel I feel the same way as you. This time around watching it, it felt a little dragged out. Where I guess I already seen the movie a few times, so it's a little harder to watch now. But what I liked about watching it this time around is I peeped so many small things that I didn't peep the first two times I watched it. And one of the things I don't know if you noticed this, and I don't know why I didn't, is in the beginning, probably the first 15 minutes of the movie, there's like these little flashes of Brad Pitt. They're like a
Yes.
millisecond,
Yes.
and
I caught one. I
you
caught one. Yes.
caught one, right? Was it the one in the room, in the therapy room?
No, it was oh my gosh, he was there.
Yeah, yes,
I caught the one when he was on the escalator.
right.
And dang.
Yeah, but I think that
Now I
the
want to
escalator
rewatch
was
it.
actually
Now I
a
want to rewatch
quite.
it.
The one on the escalator was long. I'm talking about like it was less than a millisecond. They're like flashes. It's so fast that you could pause the movie and you still can't catch it. You would probably have to watch it in slow motion. And if you look it up on Google, they'll show you the photos of Brad Pitt there. But what I liked about that is you can what I think what they did with that was they're having Brad Pitt, which is him, develop little by little. So
Yeah.
anytime there was a stressful moment, you'll see that flash, and you look at it, what the heck is that? And I like that they did that because it's just like it's kind of like how can I explain this? Like he's developing, he's coming. Brad Pitt's coming.
Yeah.
Like it's the flashes are coming, and at the end you know, because it happened in each stressful moment, and at the
Hmm.
end, he's going through, you know, on the plane, and he finally pops up. So I like that they did that in the beginning. I never noticed the first two times I watched the movie that they did that.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Very slick. And speaking of it, the cinematography within itself,
Right.
like the way it's shot, yeah, the quick shots and all other kind of things, like that added to um us being inside this character's mind, basically. Like,
The vibration of the
yeah,
camera.
yeah, the way he is seeing the world, the way he's moving through the world, and how the transitions, like
Right.
some of them are just so abrupt, and
hmm
that's because we are literally inside his mind.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about narrator is when you find out that the narrator was unreliable the whole time.
Yeah.
That, that's love that. So I wonder how, because when we meet him, he says that he's been having insomnia for 6 months. He hasn't slept like for 6 months.
Right.
So I wonder how long Tyler has been forming. I wonder how long, you know?
Probably a lot longer. I believe in the beginning of the movie he was already hallucinating, right?
Yeah, yeah, like he was saying like how it felt like he was like living in a dream, basically. Like it was just hard to tell reality,
hmm
like when when you're an insomniac. And then you think about the times where he can't sleep at night and he's sleeping on and he's like laying on the couch watching TV. In reality, he wasn't doing any of that. He was working as Tyler at his other jobs.
Right.
It had already like
Right.
it already started. Um, and can I just tell you that when he begged the doctor for something, the doctor was like, "Oh, you just need, natural sleep." Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what a time! What a time it was in the 90s for a doctor to not prescribe you drugs.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Because nowadays they're salesmen.
big pharma
Yeah.
has given them incentives to be salesmen. They get kickbacks. Don't fool you. I'm not saying that the drugs don't work. I'm just saying, look, kickback.
I feel you. I
You know.
feel you. Yeah.
So yeah. So that was so shocking to me. 'Cause I'm like, oh, they like, oh, what's up, Shane? Uh, we're we're talking about Fight Club. So anybody who are fans, drop your comments and questions. So I thought that was funny. And then one thing I noticed about the movie that I did in the beginning that I thought was so good, because remember I told you about how like I can understand
Right.
how howdy, I can see how an generation of dudes was like in love with Fight Club.
Right.
The very beginning, they spent a lot of time showing you all these emasculating things. The fact that he's getting reamed out by his boss.
My bad.
Isn't that wait?
The
Do we talk,
chat.
do we talk about Fight Club? It's not a cardinal sin. Yes, you're right, Shane. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right.
Oh
I'm
no.
tripping. I'm tripping. Yeah, yeah. You're right. I am breaking the rule of Fight Club. That's probably why I got kicked out. Um. So in the beginning, like, so you've got him getting reamed out by his boss, right?
Right.
You got him having this big hole, trying to fill it with things like, like IKEA and all that kind of very non salt of the earth men type of stuff, just to be, just for that.
Right.
And then you have him going to the testicular cancer group circle,
Right.
and
Just to see that
and
part, I'm still trying to figure out. He would go there to sleep, right? Because
well,
that would help him sleep.
yeah, what he found was being able to cry and emit allowed him to sleep.
Right.
But was he really sleeping?
He could have been. Nah, yeah, you're right. Because he was probably Tyler doing
Yeah,
other jobs.
because he thought he was sleeping. Because
Right.
so towards the end, when he realized
Mm-hmm.
that he is Tyler, he's like, have I really been sleeping early and getting up late?
Mm-hmm. And they say it in the middle of the movie too. In the middle of the movie, where he was introducing Tyler. He was saying he's a waiter. He was a waiter. He was this. He was that. And if Tyler did all that, that means at some point in the movie, he, what's the main character's name? Like I said, my
Well,
memories.
well, and okay, so that's what's funny. I don't believe the main character ever said his name. And if you look in the credits, he's credited as narrator. He doesn't even have a name. But what I have found is that there were a few times in the movie where he was saying, I am Jack's rejection. I am Jack's broken heart. And I just was like, wait, who is Jack? Is that technically who he is, or is there some kind of like fairy tale character that he's aligned with? So you know what I mean?
Nah, that could be the narrator.
Yeah, because they don't like if you look on IMDb and you look under Ed Norton's name, it just says narrator. He never has his name.
Oh, I forgot about that whole Jack thing. Because I was thinking that. Oh, you blew my mind right now.
Hey!
Okay. I forgot about the whole Jack thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never explained that part.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it. But it could be, like it could be the narrator. It could.
Yeah. So he is his real name Tyler Durden. And that's why we never hear his name being said.
Damn.
Because
how did I miss that?
Because the ticket to the airline say Tyler Durden on them.
Right, it did. It did.
The job
for the hotels.
Yeah. Too. The job agreed to give him vouchers and all the other stuff. So it's him. That's his name, Tyler Durden.
Snap.
This is the kind of movie that I do want to go back and rewatch and just see what other things that I can pick up. I kind of want to dive more into that Jack thing because he mentions it like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie, and it's always something different. I am Jack's this. I am Jack's that. I only wrote down the last 2. I just didn't have time to go back and rewind to the other one, but like I caught the last 2, and I was like, I wonder what I missed in the beginning that kind of explains him saying the name Jack.
Right.
And then, so let's talk about some of the quotable quotes in this movie. I mean, other than the, like, not just quotable quotes, but like David Fincher was letting a lot of stuff off his chest, I feel like.
Yeah.
He had a lot of I should have looked up where he was before he became a director. Like, did he work in an office? Like, I feel like he had a lot of stuff he was getting off his chest.
He probably went through it before he became a director.
Yeah. I can.
Which one was your favorite quote?
We work jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need.
Yeah. I like the one that Brad Pitt said. Again, my memory is always bad. I'm not good. I don't have photographic memory, but he said something along the lines.
I have notes. That's why I cheat.
Oh, okay. He says something along the lines of materials end up owning you. It was when they were eating dinner before they.
Yes, I put that in the hot take. With the things you own end up owning you.
Right. Yeah, that one.
That was another good one. Yeah, that was another good one for sure. So, all right. When I saw him, Tyler, relieving himself in like the food and things like that, I had a very bad flashback to a show that I watched, and it was like caught on camera type of show, and it only had, I guess it was a special. It was years ago.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you what it was called, but like basically it was people being caught on tape that was messing with food. So they actually had cameras, people like catching them. And, you know, you had the, you know, sneezing and something and blah, 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 you know, like the normal stuff, like you pick up a spoon off the floor and put it back in there.
Right.
Like, oh, ew. But you can get past it.
That scene at the restaurant, right?
There's one thing, like, and then talking about white clam chowder, I have PTSD from that because of the show. Because they had a hidden video of somebody messing with the white clam chowder, and I won't even tell you what it was because it's too visceral, and I can never eat clam chowder, not even from a can, based on what this person did to the clam chowder and fed to people. So,
right.
And people don't notice because clam chowder can have anything in it. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Done. 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 So when he's at the end at the restaurant with Marla,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Sir, you know, what do you want?" And they order food, and he goes, "Clean food, please." And they say, "Well, then I suggest you don't eat the white clam chowder." I was like,
It triggers you.
It triggered.
Oh.
It triggered me
Yeah.
to this day. I'm talking about this 10 years ago. I saw this. Still triggered. Still triggered.
Oh God. Oh God.
So okay, let's talk about some of the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking in order. So just so there's no order. We're just like, you know what I mean?
No, we're fitting.
So the shenanigans that Tyler had convinced the group to start doing, and watching him like turn these men who were seeking something and to his little soldiers and testing them and testing them, pushing the envelope, seeing how far he can like get them to follow him. It was wild. And
it was cold, like it was literally a cult.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. A cult.
Yeah, he was so much of a god to these people, which was crazy because they were willing. They rode by that rule so hard that when he folded, they said
You said you'd say that.
It's bonkers. It's crazy.
Listen, okay, I'm so glad you said that. Okay, so remember when Tyler held his hand and like did the chemical burn or whatever?
Yeah.
And he was saying things like, you know, like, we don't need God, you know, blah blah blah. We'll do it ourselves, stuff like that. And then a little while later, when everyone's falling into line, the narrator literally says, "In Tyler, we trust." And I was like, boom. And that's why seeing the chemical burns on the other guys was so important, because you saw that he had done that same thing to them.
Right. Do you think he did it, the chemical burn on the hand? Maybe I may be off with this. I may be reaching. Do you think he did it on the hand, signifying, like, you know how Jesus had the stab wounds, he got nailed by the hands? I could be reaching. But he's in the topic of, you know, and Tyler we trust, basically calling himself a god.
Right. Right. But I saw it more as like, honestly, an initiation, like a gang sign or affiliation type of thing.
Right.
Like, you know, I mean, this like, now I think technically it's stupid long term if you're trying to get away with things, because it don't take too long to start connecting the dots. No. You ain't even put it in a little spot. You put it like very out in front.
Yeah.
But whatever. He's an insomniac. Okay, I get it. So I actually like paused and I wrote down that. Remember when Tyler was collecting the article clippings of all the garbage? I mean, of all the mischief that they were doing.
They were doing what again? I'm sorry.
All the mischief.
What scene was that?
It was okay. So it was after Tyler was like, here, I'm giving you guys some assignments. And they were light at first,
Oh
go
yeah.
to the video store and demagnetize all the videos. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I would have been
Yeah.
mad. But then it started to escalate very
To
quickly, and started
explosives.
to be more serious. So then he started collecting newspaper clippings signifying that the group was responsible for these stories.
Right.
So I wrote down the ones that I
Right.
saw, and I want to like so some of them. Okay, so one was said, missing monkeys found shaved, um, power outage at local mall, fountain befouled, which makes me think, did somebody take a dump in the fountain? Police seize excrement catapult. Is that a poop catapult that was like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I'm
what? And then
going to be
finally,
honest with you. I don't know what any of those mean.
well, excrements, they can mean poop. They can mean poop. Excrement
There's a
can mean
whole
poop.
lot of pooping going on.
Yeah. But then when he clipped out, I was like, wait, what? It said artist found molested. I was like, yo.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, we gonna fly by that one? But yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll keep that little monkey on the side, but we'll
Right.
see. Now, what did you think about when actually I have his name here. Where is it? Oh, he's not on the first rung. Okay, that's interesting. Well, Jared Leto, the blonde kid
Yep.
with the pretty face.
Yep.
What do you think about when the narrator like was beating him and like
And
to a
didn't
pulp
stop.
and didn't stop, and he said, I wanted to just destroy something pretty. What did you think about that?
Um, I wasn't. I didn't think anything extra of that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there was a meaning behind that, and I missed it. I thought that I thought that I thought Tyler was starting to fall in love with Jared Leto. Not like
Oh,
love, but
really?
like in terms of like as a soldier, like he thought Jared Leto was a good soldier. I saw a little bit of jealousy in,
Oh,
but maybe
wow. I didn't even see it that way. That's interesting. I saw it as I kind of saw it as more of like Tyler taking over
Tyler
more,
taking over.
more and more,
Yeah, maybe. I
or
really
him,
that one's
or him
hard
kind of.
to. He beat the crap out of it. You
Oh
seen
my,
his face after?
yeah, yeah. Loyally serving, not a beat.
What
I was like,
about what did you think of there was one scene I kind of liked, and it was when Tyler goes robs the was it the grocery store or gas station,
oh,
pulls the kid out, points the gun in his face, and the whole time you think he's robbing him. He gets his address and everything, and he tells him, "What do you want to do?" And the guy was like, "I want to be a vet." And he tells him, if you don't start your process of becoming a vet, I'm gonna
in the next
find
two
you
weeks,
at your
yeah.
house. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Um,
Is it more good or is it more bad?
chaotic good, chaotic evil. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Ah, mm. Okay. I'll lean into the chaotic good thing. Like that's your wake up call.
Mhm.
Like I almost died. What am I doing with my life? I don't think it's a good way to go about it.
No.
But
Hell
like
no.
it does. Like the thing is, like once you've what's the word? Not cheated death, but came close to it, or like, you really reevaluate things and you think to yourself, like, why, like, this is so minuscule, so little, this isn't what it, like,
Right.
on a grander scale, when the world shut down, people really started to reevaluate their lives and the jobs that they were working for.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people like switch fields, started doing different things. So I I think it's a cool thing, but I don't encourage it. He might have had a weak heart.
Right.
I mean, it could have died from a heart attack. But did you see? Did you see later in the movie when the narrator goes into Tyler's room, he's not there, and he closes the door behind him, and the whole entire door is covered with licenses.
I remember that. I didn't think about that though. I didn't think about that because he took his license
So
after
I
he did.
feel like,
Now it's hitting me.
yeah, I feel like he was doing that to a lot of people, to a lot of men, like,
Right.
grab life by the cojones and get your butt in gear
Right.
and do what you're trying to go do. So
Yeah, he was doing a good thing, but in a bad way.
so so some of the some of the most evil things have been done with the best of intentions.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
That's literally a perfect quote. You couldn't say it better.
Thanks. Yeah. So when I saw the license plate, the door, I was like, oh, he kept doing that. Oh, okay. He kept doing it.
The whole block.
Kept doing it. I was like, okay, he's been in the block, I guess. Um. So what was one of the? How did you feel about the whole Marla thing? Like,
Marla, the first thing that pops up, the first question I have about Marla after watching the movie every single time is, how did you stay with all? Because he's like a roller coaster, and she knows he's insane, and she must have really loved him. That's probably the answer. She must have really loved him, but she seems like she doesn't care about anything, and she's so whatever about everything. And the fact that she stayed and dealt with the roller coaster of emotions and all, it just made me wonder. I'm like, I'm surprised she didn't leave. And
so to be fair, I
right,
don't believe that that we had ever met her at a healthy point in her life.
right,
She was, I mean, he's going to these meetings because he thinks it's helping him sleep. What is she going to these meetings for?
to, I believe she said drink coffee and eat.
I think that's the thing she just told him.
Oh,
I
what do
think
you
that's
think
what
it
she
was?
just told him.
They cut off. Say it again.
I think she needed to feel something.
Oh, so you think maybe from the start she started liking him?
Um,
She was following him to all these other um, places.
I think that she was intrigued by
Right.
him. And crazy is often intriguing. I mean, not to be dismissive of his mental state, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Like, I don't think she was in a great place. Obviously,
Yeah.
she needs, going to these places. Like, who goes to these places and is in a good
Nobody.
place? Like, who doesn't belong there? Is what I'm trying to
Right.
say. You know what I mean? Like you don't have any of these issues. Why are you there? Why are you there?
Right.
And I think when he confronted her and he had admitted that, because she asked him why he goes, and he said that when people think that you're sick, and you're talking, they actually listen. They're not just waiting for you to finish so they can talk.
Right.
I thought that was a very renowned thing. So, yeah, I think she found some kind of solace in focusing on other people with their own issues that they're getting through to distract from her life, because remember, she kind of not OD'd, but she had taken a bit much, and she just knew enough or was aware of enough
Right.
to call him. Like, I don't want to die, you know.
That's when she told him she has to stay awake and all that.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, and so here's what I found funny.
Right.
Because she told him, she was, like you're good lay and all that other stuff, but you're up and down, up and down. I
Like
can't
a
deal with
roller
you.
coaster.
Like a roller coaster. So I was laughing at like the loud moaning and groaning and earth shattering like love making going on in the scenes, and he's just like, ugh. And like knowing what you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, you poor thing. Like you couldn't even be engaged in that. Tyler had to do Tyler was doing it, and you were just mentally sitting in the corner.
It's like he's locked out of his own vessel.
Yes. Yes.
And
Mind bending.
and you think he was jealous um from the beginning when she was sleeping with who he thought was Tyler? I sense a little jealousy.
Hmm.
Because
I
he
feel
he
like,
talked a lot about he hated her and he despised her.
yeah, I feel like he was initially annoyed and angry at her, honestly, because he had a good thing going at the at the help at the help centers.
Right.
Here she coming ruining it, and then he meets Tyler. He's smitten with Tyler, like he's like, okay, this dude's cool,
Right.
nice, chill. And then here she comes, like, oh, chick, can you just like, can I have something? Can I have something? So, because he found the Fight Club and everything. So, yeah, like no girls allowed
Yeah.
in the Fight Club.
Right.
He-Man Woman Haters Club. No, they weren't woman haters. That's Little Rascals. It's called back to Little Rascals.
Yeah.
So, what was one of your favorite scenes in the movie?
One of my favorite scenes in the movie, I would say, the last time I watched it or the first time.
Give me both of them.
So I think for the first time was definitely the end because I I would have never guessed that Tyler was in his head the whole time. So when he finally figured it out, I was like, you can't see me right now, but I'm doing the mind blown emoji with myself. Like,
What?
uh,
That's good. What? Okay. When did you kind of it
catch
hit
on.
you? Yeah.
The first moment I caught on was when Tyler was like, "You told her about me," and he was on the stairs, and when he was standing in the stairs, I'm like, it's not that there was a sign. It's just I thought to myself, I'm like, I've never seen this girl talk to Tyler in the morning. I, I've never seen him interact in the morning. I'm like, and I had that one little thought. I'm like, could this be a hallucination? Nah, 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 nah. So that's when the thought first hit me, but I was in denial about it. It hit me late because I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't seeing it coming. I really thought Tyler they did a really good job I'm making
No,
Tyler seem like he was another character.
they did. They did. And so I watched the movie with this knowledge.
Right.
And I was really observing. I was like, okay, I see where no one is talking to him, but then there's only one time in the movie where another character is talking to Tyler. And it's when they're selling the soap. And they're at a counter, I think, and there's like a black sales lady there
Oh
talking to Tyler.
yeah.
That's
Hmm.
the only time you see
Yeah.
somebody talking to Tyler, and he's standing right there.
Yeah.
So that's how they
Play it
kind
off.
of like played it off.
Yeah.
And then when he's announcing, Fight Club, first rule of Fight Club, the narrator's just sitting in the corner because that's what happens. Like, I'm sitting, Tyler's taking over. So, but that's him just talking to a crowd. Like, and then him fighting Lou,
Hmm.
which, was really Tyler. So they did a very good job of like mind bending you. And if I had to guess that maybe I would think it was strange, like, not that I would have gotten it, but like maybe I would be kind of like going, wait, hold on. Is when he was in the basement and she says, who are you talking to? Or what's that noise? And she goes, I don't know what noise. That might have alerted me to something weird, but I don't think I would have still like been like, same person.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. Right.
I would have just notated, like you, I probably would have just notated it like, wait, what?
That.
And
Yeah.
then movie goes on, you leave it alone, and then, wait,
Right.
why are you addressing me as Tyler Durden? And
Uh
then,
huh.
so I'm sad that I don't get that moment. I love a
Freaking
good moment.
spoilers, man. Freaking spoilers.
I know, but you know what? I did it to myself, I
No, you
think.
didn't do this. Yourself,
I
man.
waited
It's
too
the
long to
internet.
watch, and yeah, so now I try
I,
to like, now when they have like things, they're talking about movies that I know I want to watch, I don't like watch those things.
right.
Or if I knew I'm not going to watch it ever, no, bring it
Right.
on. Tell me the thing. I'm not watching it. Tell me, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So,
But 10 years is a long time to do that. 10 years is a
yes,
long time to just fight it off. So there's no, don't blame yourself. Um, what I did like about watching it the second time, though, I think I said it earlier,
mm-hmm.
is I see, so you see, we talked about how good they made Tyler seem like a different character,
Yeah,
and then and watching it a second time, what else they did good was how well they tried showing you Tyler was a different character. The same suitcase on the plane, the when the first time they were making love with what's the girl's name
Marla.
I was Marla, when Tyler opens the door and she's like, who are you talking to? um
Yes.
that, like, there's a bunch of moments where I was like, oh
And he's like,
snap.
shut up. Who are you talking to? Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a lot of moments where I'm like, yeah, you see, he was by himself here. Like, people are noticing that he's probably talking to himself or something. And
Okay, so that's the other thing. He had these soldiers so well trained, right? Eating at the palm of his hand, so loyal that that car scene where it's him and Tyler in the front seat and the two soldiers are in the back, not saying nothing. You can't tell me they didn't see him having a conversation with himself. You can't tell me they didn't see that. And it's so
they did, because
loyal, they say nothing.
they did look, they looked puzzled. They
Yes,
looked, because they were staring at each other for a couple times.
but they didn't say
But
anything.
they're soldiers though at the end of the day, so they got to just ride it out.
What the what?
That's, if they rolled out through that, it's scary to think how far they would go just to with anything he says.
So what was scary, um, story wise, was how deep his army went, and it showed
Yeah.
you twice. Well, it showed you more than that, but like two times that really stick out to me was one, the politician or mayor or whoever it
Oh,
was, how they got,
yes.
yeah, how they were
Hmm.
all. I was like, yo, yo, yo.
Hmm.
There was one. The second time was when he like the narrator goes to the detective and he's like just coming forth with information. The detective leaves the room, and the other three cops are like, "That's so brave of you, sir." What?
He told us you'd do
For
that.
dummy?
he, he told us you'd do that.
No, I'm calling it off. You said you'd say that too.
Yeah.
Yo, I have messed you up so hardcore. And they
Right.
were like, "Get the knife." I'm like, "Oh, they really about to
Yeah.
do?"
He's about to cut the boys nuts.
Yo, the callback to testicular cancer back in the beginning. I'm like, God. And I didn't even like. I know that in the credits it said Meatloaf, but I didn't even like realize that Bob was Meatloaf, the singer. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, that is Meatloaf. Like just he did a good job. He did a good job.
Yeah.
I just
Rest
feel
in
bad that
peace to
Bob
him
died.
too.
Like they were so, okay. They were so. It was such an amazing like feat to see that you give. And I'm saying this as a general statement. You give
Right.
a man a person, a purpose. Wow, the lengths they are going, they're willing to go.
Oh, they blew up a bunch of buildings at the end. That
Yeah,
that's that's
and and when so when he told Tyler like you're gonna killing people wasn't part of the problem, and Tyler said they're empty. Do you think he was lying?
so that was the exact quote. Killing people is not the. I'm trying to get that quote right there.
Yeah,
Killing people is not part of the problem, but
part of
they're
the.
empty.
I I think I do think he was telling the truth. Once I saw
Maybe
how deep the army went, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure the the janitors and the
right.
service people working the buildings that they're part of the Fight Club.
Yeah, it
And,
was that
and
was big organization
oh,
that they started.
oh my gosh, yo.
When I saw him go to Miami, well, I don't know if he went to Miami, all these different states,
Oh, he went to Miami.
and yeah, and they were like, "Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss."
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, what? The first thing I thought, and it's gonna be funny that I tell you this. The first thing I thought was, how the hell do you have all the time in the world to go state to state? But then you kind of just told me, because I didn't even find out watching that in the film. I found out by you that sleeping he was doing all this because that hadn't hit me. I didn't think about him sleeping, and then as Tyler, he was doing all that
Hmm.
because I really thought he was sleeping.
Yeah. And think about when his boss came to him and said all the absentee days. So he just didn't think he was sleeping. He was losing days. He was losing days, not just hours,
Right,
days.
right.
Um, and actually his self-inflicted fight in the boss's office is one of my favorite scenes, actually. It's like, no, what are you doing? I was like, oh my God, no,
Manipulation at
no,
its
oh.
finest.
And like no one would believe that he was lying.
Because who beats themselves?
Who beats himself, and they walk in and it looks very incriminating.
Yeah, he's on his knees begging for his life.
It looks very incriminating. Um,
What was your favorite
so
scene?
no, no, that was my favorite. That was one of my favorite scenes.
The getting beat up,
Yeah, him getting
soft beat up.
yeah in the office, and blaming it on the boss and getting his way.
Getting his way. Right.
I was like, yo,
He
um,
did build a confidence after the whole Fight Club. Um, that scene kind of reminded me. He was kind of quirky in the beginning, and
yeah,
ever since he started doing the whole Fight Club, he was walking with his chest up,
yeah,
and it gave him the confidence to kind of do what he wanted to do.
because it wasn't, and him saying it wasn't about winning or losing. It wasn't about I'm the best fighter or anything like that. Like that. That was empowering in itself.
Right.
You know. And I've seen, right, and heard where, like, maybe two young boys or whatever, like, they have disagreement, they get into an argument, and they have a fight or whatever. Um, Not always, but like they end up like being good after because they got it out.
Right.
They got it out. Girls don't work that way. That's
Yeah,
all I
no.
say. That's
Yeah,
all I
no,
say.
no. The grudges are serious.
Oh, whoo,
Oh God.
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so at the end when he was fighting Tyler, technically, I thought it was funny how Tyler called him IKEA boy. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, that's why you had to go and do that. Why you had to go and say that?
How did you like the chemistry between the two, Ed Norton and Brad Pitt?
Oh, loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Um, I think this is one of my new favorite Brad Pitt
Right.
roles. I love his character in Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
Um, 11 and 13. 12 I don't talk about. And yeah, I think these are my two like top roles for him. Like he's done a lot of other things that I've enjoyed, Meet Joe Black and things like that. But like these two roles, pretty good, pretty good up
Really,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I really like them because like I feel like they're so different. He a loose cannon, and you see how he just continues to escalate. And it just keeps pushing it more and more and more. He does a really good job. Even his wardrobe, like the wardrobe, the things they had him wearing, I was like, yo, like I know it's '90s, but it's cool '90s. So,
Yeah. And
and I'm
it,
I'm a I'm a I'm an '80s baby and a '90s kid, so you know,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, the red leather jacket.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That one, yeah, I like that one. So, and some of the things he wore, you can see that he was homeless, but he wore them with good style. That it didn't look like homeless
No,
clothes.
he made it look so
Yeah,
cool.
he did. He did.
And then, did you see how, like, they first went to that property, how run down it was, and once they got the soldiers up in there, how it was
Oh,
like, man,
yeah.
that place was like tip top shape. They had a garden. What? They had a compound.
That's insane.
So, um, I have, as we kind of start coming to a close, I want to ask you, at the very end, spoiler alert again, guys, for the Fight Club, um, when he takes the gun, and I thought that was the end. Like so I didn't know exactly how the movie ended. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or I didn't remember. I just knew the big twist.
Right.
So when he took the gun, I was like, oh, that's how they ended it. Okay, that's wild. And I was not expecting it to go how it went.
Wow.
And I guess he technically blew a hole through his cheek, if anything.
Somehow lived through it.
Yeah, I don't think he went through his brain. I think he like the way he
Yeah.
I think it went through his cheek, which is why he
Mhm.
was able to still talk and stand and everything. But the weird thing about that is it went through his cheek, but it showed that it went through Tyler's back of Tyler's head.
Yeah.
So, do you think Tyler is really gone?
Maybe not. The ending was kind of cool because we have so many questions. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like a Christopher Nolan ending. It's just like what now? These buildings blew up. You know, the cop knows that this is Tyler Durden. Is he gonna get locked up now? You know, he got a hole in his cheek, or is it in his temple? Like, is he even alive? Maybe he's in heaven. We don't even know. Did he die? Like, I I personally, I don't think I liked the gunshot part. I think I would have rather him use his imagination, like the way he put the gun into his hands. Maybe figure something out and use that to get rid of Tyler, because the gunshot left me wondering, like, how the fuck did he live through that?
Well, didn't Curtis Jackson the third get shot a bunch of times in his?
He did. He did.
He
Yeah.
lived,
Yeah.
came back
You're right.
a stronger
You're
rapper.
right. Very successful rapper.
Hmm
You're right. No.
I'm a bit of a fan. Yes. So, and again, it didn't go through. Like, I thought it went through his brain the way they did it, but then
Mhm.
like looking, like, oh, it went through his cheek.
Mhm.
So,
And then yeah. But
and
with Brad Pitt having the hole on the back of his
that's what
head,
threw me off. I was like, oh.
yeah.
So I guess that was just he needed. I think he needed that in that moment to
Right.
take over and make sure Marla was. I think Marla is what gave him the strength to,
Mm.
because Brad Pitt, Tyler Durden had a nefarious plans for young
Right.
Marla, and he is like, nah. So I think it
Right.
gave him the strength to take over and ba 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 ba, bada bing, bada boom.
Right.
Woo! So, that being said, um, I wonder if he absorbed Tyler back in.
Mm.
So, because remember I told you him like fighting Jared Leto and all that stuff, that aggression, he didn't really have it like that to that degree. I think that's a little bit of Tyler seeping out.
Yeah.
So I think that part of Tyler, even though Tyler technically is a part of him anyway, I think he
Right.
reabsorbed him somehow in that moment. So I feel like extreme stress and all that stuff, that Tyler might be able to come back, but I think in that moment he reabsorbed him and
He,
took control.
even I don't know if you remember this, but even when he was sending Marla home, if you notice, there was a guy beeping the horn at him, and he was just going off. He
Yeah.
was going off on the guy, and
Yes.
he was
Yeah.
not that aggressive in the beginning of the
No,
movie.
he was not.
So you got a point. You got a
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. The thing that Tyler said to him when they were fighting was, I'm all of the way, well, not fighting, but before they fought. I'm all of the ways you wish you could be. I am free in all of the ways you are not.
That one, yeah.
So that was a nice one as well. I like that one. Um, and I think what happens next is he narrator is arrested, and I think that he is. Oh, Jedi Knight says, "Can you ever kill an alternate personality?" Mm.
Oof. Oh, that's a tough question.
I don't think you can. I think you can quiet them. I think
Or
that,
or take or take over it, like control it.
yeah, I think that's what happened. I think that the gunshot, the extra strength, allowed him to quiet him,
Mm-hmm.
reabsorb him, and
Right.
take control. Now, him staying in control, I feel like depends on his mental health, his emotional health, his physical health,
Mm-hmm.
any help he should seek out.
Right.
Uh, Jedi Knight says Tyler will be back. Mm.
Oof.
Uh-oh, Fight Club 2 sequel. I'm shocked they didn't try to do that.
They shouldn't.
That's right.
They
That's right.
shouldn't.
It was 1999. If it was made today, they would be doing a sequel. Or a prequel.
Right.
Um, I hope they don't.
Usually that never goes good.
Uh, what's a prequel that worked out really good? Prey.
Pray.
Prey. Prey. Mm-hmm.
Prey. I think I've seen that movie.
Yeah, it's on. I think Amazon Prime. I think it was the first Predator.
The first. Oh, is that where they're in the jungle?
Um, well, Predators were in the jungle. Prey is like the early North America vibes when the Native Americans were running the land and the
Yeah.
Spanish Inquisition, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that one. Okay.
That's
Yeah, that was
that's
good.
pretty cool.
That
Yeah,
was
exactly.
good.
So
Yeah.
so they're not all
Yeah.
bad. They're not all bad,
No, you're
Bryan. They're
right.
not all bad. They're not all bad.
You're right. Right.
Now, last question.
Right.
What is your favorite David Fincher movie? I have a list here if you would like some references.
Yeah, let me get the list.
All right, I'm gonna read them down. I did a poll too on YouTube and Instagram. So, Gone Girl, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Fight Club, Seven, The Social Network, Panic Room, Zodiac, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Alien 3.
Okay, so I've seen Alien. I've seen Zodiac. I've seen Seven. Seven was good. Probably Fight Club.
Wait,
Now,
wait.
Gone Girl.
Okay, sorry, keep talking.
Gone Girl. I've heard a lot of good things about that movie, and so many times I've wanted to watch it. But the thing is, what happened to you with Fight Club happened to me with Gone Girl, and
Oh my gosh, they
yeah,
ruined.
they
Oh,
ruined it for me. So it's
oh,
hard to watch because I already know what happens at the end.
okay. Can I tell you though, even me knowing the big
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
it was still very interesting watching it. It
Okay.
was still a good ride. I still picked up on things.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Gone Girl. Go watch it. Even though go
Matter of
watch it because there's
fact, I'll watch it tonight.
yes,
I'll watch it tonight.
and
I'll watch it
and
tonight.
have and well, okay. So your favorite is Fight Club, yes?
Yeah, Fight Club is probably top 10 my
Okay.
favorite.
My favorite is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I haven't seen it. Give me a brief summary. Give me a brief summary. I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I want a brief summary.
Jedi Master says Seven and The Social Network are up there, but they are all good to be honest.
Jedi
Yes. So
Master John? Was that John?
Jedi Master John, yes.
Yeah.
Jedi Master John.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Seven
Nice.
was good. Seven was good.
Oh no. Okay. Don't get me wrong. All these movies are good.
Right.
All these are good. If
Right.
I have to go off what I have watched the most, what I enjoyed the most, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Right.
It involves a journalist played by Daniel Craig, the
James Bond.
last James Bond. And The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is this super smart, techie, kind of screwed up girl, but screwed up because of all her past and stuff. Not like she's functions. She works. She does what she does.
Right.
She just, you know what I mean, just like emotionally, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. So there's a rich guy who hires the journalist to find out whatever happened to his niece who went missing like 40, 50 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And he ends up enlisting the girl with the dragon tattoo to help him solve it because she's very good. And it shows all of that. And there's just, it's so good.
It's a
And so, but make sure you watch David Fincher's one because there's a Swedish, because I think it was Swedish first, because like it's a whole book series, and they turn it into 3 movies in I think Swedish. So this is the one and only English version that I know of. I wish David Fincher had done more. I don't know if the movie just kind of didn't hit when it came out, but it's so good. So you're gonna watch Gone Girl. You're gonna report back. Then you're gonna watch The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and then you're gonna report back, and maybe we'll do a whole hot take on another one.
I'm always down to do it. This was fun.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for giving me a reason to finally watch Fight Club, because I felt like, again, like you, I felt like, man, since I knew the twist, I didn't bother. So when I
Hmm.
saw it on your list of the movies, I was like, this is my chance. I got to
Right,
do it now or
right.
never. I'm glad that I did. Thank
And
you very much.
I'm I'm gonna be thanking you on the next one when I watch Gone Girl and the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yes, I wish I could watch it with you. That's how good it is.
Oh man, yeah, it'll be nice.
Okay.
Uh,
Make sure you guys are following Bryan. Bryan, if, also my series, The Zombie Chronicles,
right.
is on Tubi. You can go check it out. The first season. I'm working on season 2 right now. It's not scary.
Oh,
It's not
to
scary.
me?
Yeah, yeah. And Amazon Prime. The Zombie Chronicles.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's a drama with some comedy. There's no horror in it, and there's no like grossness with the zombies. Zombies are the ostracized group in this world.
Right.
It's cool.
It's your
So
art. I want to
thank
see your
you.
art.
Thank you.
All
All right.
right.
So anybody else who wants to come on, I do these technically I do them every Wednesday. Today was a special occasion. But let me know if you guys want to come on and shoot me a DM. We'll watch a movie and talk about it. I love doing this, and I love getting an opportunity to meet with new movie lovers, actors, talented creatives, people who just love talking art or
Love
movies, TV.
it. Love it.
So I will check you again, and we will be doing this again, Bryan.
Hopefully, let's do it.
Yes,
Hopefully, let's do it.
yes,
Let's plan for it.
I've got my hooks in you now, so you cannot escape. It's happening.
No, no. Pull me in, throw me.
All right, perfect.
Good
All
night.
right, have a